a man in Minneapolis died after he had been obtained by the police, and one of the police officers was basically sitting, I guess, kneeling on his neck while he was screaming out, "I can't breathe." But before we jump into that, Tom, will you please explain to us what went down?
Yeah, this happened in Minneapolis on yesterday. The police responded to reports of a forgery in process. This all started with forgery, okay?
Forgery.
Forgery. Police responded to the scene, found the man who had been accused of forgery. They found him in a car. They suspected he was under the influence of either drugs or alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
When they arrived, 2 officers arrived, located the suspect, and they tried to get him into handcuffs. The police say that he physically resisted officers. And, there's this video out now where a white officer has his knee on this black man's neck as the man continues to scream out, "I can't breathe. You're killing me. Please stop." And there is a crowd of people around watching this, filming this. I mean, it boggles the mind. And this video lasts for about 10 minutes. I couldn't watch all of it. I did skip to the end, and it's very hard to watch.
Yeah.
But the man did die. He died from this.
Now
over a forgery.
Right, over forgery. Now, of course, like I said, we have the footage. It is graphic. So please, obviously, just a fair warning. We're only gonna play a little bit of this, but I just wanted to have you guys see kind of, and just get a general idea of what is going on here. So here it is.
That's the food. My stomach hurts. My neck hurts. Everything hurts. Get some water or something. Please. I can't breathe, officer.
Shut up.
They're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me, man.
Bro, with your feet on his neck, man, you get off the
His nose is bleeding. Like,
yeah,
come on now.
That's wrong right there with his feet on his neck.
Look at his nose.
You see your knee on his neck. Yeah, you got
Okay, that's as much as I can play right now, to be really honest, before I start getting really upset and really emotional about the situation. Okay, so this man obviously has been obtained by the police, arrested by the police for forgery. Now, Tom?
Yep.
Please tell everybody, what does forgery mean?
Well, I mean, I guess it means, I don't know if he forged a check. I really don't know. Details are still kind of scant in this instance as to what has really gone down here. But I don't know if he was trying to pass off a forged check. That would be my guess. I don't know. But it's obviously a nonviolent crime. It's trying to pass off something, that's fake. So,
right. Okay.
I would guess it's a forged check, but I really don't know. But it's just, that video is so hard to watch.
Yes, it very much is. Now,
I mean, the man's screaming for his life. Everyone around them is screaming, "Stop!"
Yep.
They're saying, "Check his pulse," which they never did. They never tried to, check on his health or well-being at any point.
No.
And that guy just kept digging, and you can see him digging his knee into the guy's neck.
Oh, and it's funny because it seemed as if while everybody was sitting there going, "Please get off his neck. Can't you see he can't breathe?" It seems like he just started digging even more. He just kept
why is his hand in
leaning
his
in,
pocket?
and he just kept leaning in on the dude. You know what I mean? Now, I think that, this is the reason why I'm asking what forgery is, because I already know what forgery is. Obviously, any person, it's a rhetorical question, but at the same time, it's this man This man was being arrested for forgery. Forgery. Not robbing a bank, not doing anything. From my understanding, forgery is a nonviolent act. From my understanding. Now, I could be wrong. It
absolutely is.
Now, I could be wrong. It could be something else. It could mean something completely different. He could have been, it could be anything. But the fact that the guy literally was saying, I can't breathe. This happened before, y'all. This happened before. Where a man said he couldn't breathe. Hours later, the man died. This police brutality has got to stop. And this is more than just him being a black man on his belly screaming, I can't breathe. This is just on a human fact, on a human factor. You had all these people standing around videotaping your ass, and I'm saying this right to the cop that had his knee on that man's neck. All those people in there were saying, please, get off his neck. Can't you see that he can't breathe? He's screaming, I can't breathe. And that damn police officer did not even comply. What did he do? He just kept digging in. Wasn't the man already submissive? Didn't he already submit? Wasn't he already handcuffed and on the floor? Couldn't you have used your hands? Couldn't you see that the man could not breathe? And the guy's wincing and crying and screaming out and all that stuff. Like, what the hell?
It's
like, why is that cop's hand in his pocket? I don't get it. Why is his hand in his pocket the whole time and using his left knee for balance on his throat?
You want to know why?
Instead of like taking your hand out to put it on the car because he's a racist ass.
Yeah, and also he was trying to show off his power. Look, oh, this is so easy. I could just put my hand in my pocket and still dominate on this criminal. There's no reason why he had his hand in his pocket. These certain types of injustices are seen every single day. Like we talked about this the last week when we had Costco Kevin on. Black people pull out their phones when they're getting certain things like this happening to them. And then white people pull out their phone when they don't want to wear a mask in a Costco. Black people pull out their phone because it's life or death. We just saw something. We just saw firsthand that man could not breathe. Period. That man couldn't breathe. He already submitted. He was on his belly, hands behind his back. Come on. This is not like some violent murderer running around trying to stab people and kill people. That man, that officer, that piece of trash should have let up and let the man have some air and have a little bit of respect for another human being. I don't care. Throw out race. Throw out race. Throw out race completely out the window. This man's a human being, yo. This man is a human being. He deserves just the same amount of respect as anybody else. As anybody else is just like even the damn officer that had his neck on that dude's, that had his knee on that dude's neck. But yet we still let these certain things happen. We still let these things, we let these go by. These videos are being seen every single day. And still nothing happens.
I just want to point out, this happened while they were being filmed in front of a crowd. Can you even imagine? I mean, what do they do when the people aren't around? When there aren't cameras around? And, you know, people are going to make this argument, oh, it's not all cops. It's not all this. And sure, okay. But you know what? He wasn't the only cop in that video. there were several cops in that video, and none of them went up to that guy and said, hey, I think you might be killing this guy. I mean, I'm sorry. Every cop in that video is a bad apple and should be fired from the force immediately.
Yes. Every single cop that sat there and let it be. Every cop that sat there and just let it go should be fired. Should absolutely fired.
How about more than fired?
Fired and prosecuted.
Well, of course they should be prosecuted as well, but that's not going to happen. We don't get that lucky, my brothers and sisters. We just don't. They get the whole, they're on they're on active leave or inactive leave and all that, and then next thing you know, that's when when they start pressing charges, when that family starts pressing charges on that man and on the police department, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna lift all the charges and all that stuff. Everything's gonna get thrown away. It's like clockwork every single time. Once every blue moon, one of those cases actually gets through, and that cop or whoever gets tried. But majority of the time, it just gets thrown over their shoulders. It's like, whatever. All those charges thrown out the window. No big deal. And then we have another thing that happens like this. And like I said, this has happened on multiple occasions. And yet, those cops didn't do anything. I didn't hear any other cop. The other cop that was in that video, we only showed him very briefly, but there was another cop in the video, and he just stood there. He just stands back and just watches his partner just do his thing. He doesn't even say, hey, brother, like, let off. He's complying. Like, he's submitted. He is submissive. You put him in submission. Let him up. Let's put him in the car. Let's get him in. Not at all. They just sit there. The cop is just staring at the camera, as you see right above us. Just staring at the camera, just like trying to act a damn fool. Lean over real quick, Jack. Lean over real quick. I want to see that full photo. And if I'm correct, that's his hand in his pocket, unless that's a glove. But from my understanding, hand is in his pocket, chilling. For what reason? But like I said, there's a difference what's going on when a black person pulls out their phone. They pull out their phone because it's life or death. Except for the dog situation. But you pull out your phone whenever you're getting pulled over. You pull out your phone and start taping whenever some social injustice like this happens.
Looks like the cop's kind of getting off on it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
maybe that's
kind of
why
my
his hand's in
thoughts
his
too.
pocket.
Yeah. And
That's disgusting.
I mean, and here's the thing, like, this guy is doing this again. He's doing this in front of cameras. I mean, this is how emboldened the police feel right now. Is
untouchables.
I mean, it used to be, maybe they won't be this bad if they're on camera or if they wear body cams. This guy's fully aware that he's got a crowd around him filming him. His body camera was turned on, and he still thought, I can kill this. I can do whatever the hell I want to. Yeah. Nobody's going to do anything because I'm a cop. And he's right.
Yeah. And
it's really messed up.
Yeah. The Minneapolis police came out with like a statement, as they typically do. Of course. And they're like, they responded. He was found sitting on a car looking like he was under the influence. He then resisted the officers. And then after he was in handcuffs, the officers realized that he was in medical distress and called for an ambulance.
Yeah.
That's their twist on the story.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, there's video? Hey. And they said the audio and video and all of the police officers present were turned on. So now it's underneath an internal review. So I'm looking forward to find out what they find out.
And I'm telling you right now, wait for it. Wait for it. That mug is going to be doctored like a mug. Watch. I don't care what anybody thinks. Every single time they go, we got body cam and audio, video, and then suddenly it'll be like, well, some of it got corrupted during the such and such, or we don't have the full version of the blah, 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 blah. Every excuse under the sun is going to come out.
It was covered by this black tape I put on top of it. I don't know what happened.
Exactly. Whoops. But that's the thing. People are out here. There's witnesses seeing this, y'all. And even if those eyewitnesses that seemed like there were many behind the camera, behind the phone, seems like there were many, they're not going to call in at not one of them to sit there and contest to the situation that they saw with their own two eyes. Why? Because they don't want the Minneapolis police looking bad. The police department in general has been looking really bad since Michael Brown Jr. And they've been trying everything in their power to come off like we're good people. Remember those viral videos that were coming out where they were doing like lip sync battles and they were doing all dancing and stuff and trying to be like, hey, we're the police, but don't be scared of us because we love Bruno Mars. Remember that trash?
I sure do.
Yes. Yep. But yet we still have stuff like this happening all the time. Go ahead, Jack.
So let me ask you, on these cars in the back too, is his face like right where the exhaust would be too? And I know that like the lights are on the car, so the car is probably still on.
Yep.
And then just the fact of like being body slammed down to the ground. And if there's another view here, I'm seeing that guy's kneeling on him, and there's another officer that is handcuffing him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up this other image so you can kind of see a different view of it too. But like, you know, your body being, if he's shirtless and being thrown onto an asphalt like road, like I don't know how hot it is in Minneapolis right now, but like that's got to be just bad in itself. Like, can't you move somebody to the sidewalk?
Yeah. You got two men, no, actually three. You got three officers sitting there, more than able to keep this guy in submission, get him handcuffed, and put him in the squad car and call it a damn day. There's no excuse behind any of this. It was forgery, for crying out loud. You know?
Jeez.
See what I'm saying? So there's three cops, yo. Three of them. And the other cop is just standing there, just whatever.
Yep.
Just watching everything, and it's like, yo, he's complying. Just let him go. Or not let him go, but put him in the squad car. We got all these people staring at him and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Literally everyone in the video is saying, you're killing him. He's in distress. Please stop. Yep. Everyone could see that except the cops.
Yep.
I mean, what the hell?
Exactly.
And you got everyone in that thing had better sense than those cops.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And at what point when you're watching that, do you not go over and confront the cop closer up? Are people just so fearful that then they would be in that situation?
They have guns and mace and tasers. They're decked out in military gear, probably. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to. It would be foolish to do that. For a citizen to go up and try and stop a cop, I mean, you can't do that. They're armed to the teeth. They got bulletproof. You can see the one guy's wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to take out three cops. And if you did, you'd probably spend the rest of your life in jail. But you'd be trying to stop a murder. So,
It's a damn shame. Like I said, these are the kind of things that happen all over the world or all over the country that are videotaped. And thank God for videotape. Thank God for these phones, because we're able to see these things in plain sight, raw and uncut, and we can actually see the truth. And that is something that I wish that the police departments all over the country would look into and actually see how their officers are actually treating civilians, seeing how people are actually interacting with the police department, with police officers. We don't need more stories like this coming out, period. We don't need, not even coming out. I'm saying we don't need any type of things like this even happening at all. It's a damn shame that they're going to, I know for a fact, they're going to find every excuse under the sun to get that particular officer and that whole group of men off. They're going to try everything in their power to try to get those men out scot-free. And then the very next week, they're going to be out patrolling the streets again. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to do the same damn thing to another innocent person. Forget race. Person. The fact that he's black is very frustrating, but at the same time, he is still a human being. And he has rights too. And like I said, those are the things that get me nervous and get me scared. As a man, as a human being, and as a black man. I really do hope that man, that poor man, gets justice in some sort of way. My thoughts and prayers go to him and his family for sure.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.